When criminals are confronted by cops, most choose to surrender and give themselves up. But what happens when they choose to bite the officers instead? Here are 6 insane cases where criminals bit the cop and instantly regretted it. Starting off with the dramatic case of this drunk woman who got herself into serious trouble after assaulting the cops while evading arrest by biting the officers multiple times.
You're gonna get a
Stop it! Sexual assault!
You're gonna get an additional. Let
me go! Let me go!
You're gonna get battery
Sexual assault!
On December the 4th of 2022, a New Mexico police officer would be dispatched due to reports from multiple motorists about a blue car driving erratically and speeding on U.S. Highway 54. Now, when the officer arrived on the highway, he would promptly locate the car and approached it to initiate a traffic stop. However, little did he know that this would be anything but a routine encounter. As the officer approached the vehicle, he instructed the driver to stop, and she initially complied. However, just as the officer was about to exit his vehicle and begin questioning her, the woman surprised him by speeding off once more, this time at a very high rate of speed. At that point, the officer had decided to call in backup as he continued trailing the woman.
10-4 vehicle just took off at a high rate of speed heading southbound. Too much traffic. I am not going to be in pursuit. Give that bolo to Tule PD, SO, and APD.
After following the car for a few moments, the officer once again located it at a gas station and approached to prevent its escape. However, upon reaching the car, he found that the driver had gone inside the store to hide.
Hey man, who just walked in that car?
When he eventually located her hiding in the restroom, he announced his presence, leaving her with no opportunity for escape.
Come out of the stall and get out! Now!
I'm peeing!
Come out of the Get out here now! Get out! Get your fucking hands up!
The intoxicated woman, however, was not willing to surrender without a struggle. She began to violently resist the officer's attempts to arrest her, insisting that she had done nothing wrong.
Ow! Let me go! No!
Stand right here.
I didn't do
Stand
anything.
right here and separate your feet. Separate your feet.
Anything.
Separate your feet!
I didn't do anything! Woo!
The officer, unmoved by her pleas, had decided to call for backup, asserting that she would be going to jail.
I did not do anything!
Can you just hang on to her for a second, please? Yeah, you got it. Thank you.
Please let me go! Please let me go!
A few moments later, backup officers arrived and the woman identified herself as Jamie Granger. At first, she refused to help unless she could talk to her boyfriend, and eventually officers agreed to call her boyfriend if she cooperated, but not before reading her rights.
I did not do anything!
Okay.
Please let me go! I just want to call my boyfriend, please!
You're not calling anybody. The only place that you're going to go is to the jail. If you work with me, I'm going to work with you.
Let me call my boyfriend, please.
If I let you call your boyfriend, you're going to tell me who you are? Where's your phone?
Yes. I think it's in my car right there.
Where?
Right, the blue car right behind.
Obviously the blue car, but where in the blue car?
And I don't know, in the console, I think.
While helping her search for her phone, an officer would ask if she had consumed any alcohol, to which she admitted to only having a little. But when he asked about reports from other drivers and why he had first pulled her over, she claimed not to know that he was behind her.
Okay, so I noticed that while we were in the bathroom that I smelled a faint odor of alcohol coming from you. Have you had anything to drink today?
A little bit.
A little bit. Is that why you ran from me?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't
So
know
the reason why I stopped you, okay, is because you were called in by several people failing to maintain your lane and going head on with other cars, okay?
Knowing this was a blatant lie, the officer then immediately lost his patience, took her ID, and put her into the police car, looking for more evidence in the store.
I'm gonna put you in the back of the car, okay?
No, I just need my boyfriend.
Come on.
I just need my boyfriend, please.
After gaining sufficient evidence, the officer exited the store and walked towards Jamie for more questioning, where he then found that her phone had been with her all along, as it rang when her boyfriend called.
There's your phone. Your phone's on you.
No, I don't have
I can hear it ringing.
I don't have it. I don't.
Oh, I hear it ringing.
Well, I don't. Oh, it's in my leg. It's right there. I didn't put it there. Please call my.
Well, how'd it get there for you to put it there?
I don't know. Please.
Is it David?
Yes.
The officer spoke to her boyfriend over the phone for a few moments and eventually decided that he would conduct a sobriety test.
Can you see the tip of my finger?
Yep.
Okay, do you wear glasses or contacts?
Contacts.
Do you have your contacts in?
Yep.
Can you see my finger?
Yep.
All right.
While doing the sobriety test, the woman got frustrated and simply confessed to being drunk, so she would be taken back to the police car for a breathalyzer, which she failed, and would then be placed under arrest.
All right, do you understand my test?
You know what? I'm drunk. Okay? I'm drunk.
Okay.
I just want my boyfriend. Okay?
Where's your boyfriend at?
You called him. I don't know.
Okay, well, do you want to finish the test or do you want to stop?
Just stop.
Okay.
I just want my boyfriend.
All
I
right.
didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
As the officer began reading her charges, he thought this would be an everyday DUI case, but little did he know she was willing to do anything to avoid going to jail.
With these charges that you're receiving, there is no bond, which means you cannot get out of jail.
I did not do anything.
Well, that's a difference of opinion we have. Okay?
And let's just say her begging was only the tip of the iceberg. As the officers were getting ready to tow her car and transport her to the station, they discovered 2 bottles of alcohol in her vehicle, further substantiating the DUI charges.
Well, that'd be why.
Oh, gee, yeah, that looked good, right?
Yeah. So now she's going to get charged with open container.
At this point, she knew, with full certainty, that she would be going to jail. And as it was evident her pleading was far from effective, she resorted to a much more unconventional tactic. While the officers were attempting to arrest her, she became violent, initially accusing one of them of sexual assault. She then went on to physically assault an officer by biting him and kicking him and hitting him in the stomach.
You're going to
Stop
get
it! Sexual assault!
You're gonna get an additional. You're gonna get an
Let me
additional
go!
charge.
Do you?
Let me go!
You're going to get battery
Sexual
on a,
assault!
You're going to get battery
Sexual
on a,
assault!
not
Let me
sexual
go!
assault. You're going to get another charge
No,
if you hit me.
let me go! Let me go!
Come back over here, put your
No.
seatbelt on.
Fortunately, she was restrained and taken to the police station, where she then continued to cause a disturbance.
You. Let me go! Let me go!
This would ultimately lead to her facing numerous charges, which included DUI, aggravated DWI, and 2 counts of battery on a peace officer. And while Jamie ended up spending some time in jail for her actions, the next suspect was rather fortunate to avoid a term after he got high out of his mind and then chose to assault and bite a police officer.
David, I'm gonna open this door. Okay, but you gotta stay in there, okay? Don't do that. Okay, you gotta stay in there, David. Okay?
On May the 17th of 2021, officers would receive a distress call regarding a man, later identified as 32-year-old David Mbame, who was found vandalizing and destroying his neighbor's property. When the police would arrive, it became apparent that he was under the influence and likely had consumed methamphetamine, as he had exhibited paranoid behavior and hallucinations.
David, put the hose down and come here. Come on over here so I can talk to you.
Caught in the act, the officer made the decision to arrest him due to the clear evidence at hand, and as they escorted him to their police car, they tried to search him for anything incriminating, but at that moment they were completely unaware of his determination not to give up without a fight, and would soon learn about this firsthand.
I need to.
We're going to my car.
Okay. I'm so tired.
Hey, David, I talked to you earlier this morning.
I know you did.
Upon reaching the police car, David appeared to be compliant, entering without resistance. However, a short while later, David called out to the officer, claiming that he was having breathing problems. But what seemed like an innocent cry for help would soon reveal itself as a deceptive trick that would place the officer in danger.
Says he's having a hard time breathing.
Oh my God.
Southward 2325 King Street.
As the officer opened the car door, David quickly tried to bite the officer, but fortunately, the officer was barely able to move his hand out of the way, causing David to bite the seatbelt instead.
David, I'm gonna open this door. Okay. Okay, but you gotta stay in there, okay? Don't do that. Okay, you gotta stay in there, David. Okay.
Thereafter, David would be taken to the police station where he was charged with a felony count of assaulting an officer and misdemeanors, including theft, criminal damage to property, disorderly conduct, and bail jumping. He would later be released on a $1,000 bond with a condition to stay away from all residents in that area. And unlike David, who initially attempted to appear compliant with the police, this next suspect found herself in serious trouble as her encounter with the officers was extremely violent from start to finish.
We will take care of your children.
No, you're not taking care of.
I'm gonna get
The way that you take care of somebody is throwing them down on the ground.
Nobody
You
for
are
your
a
children.
You are a f***ing human being.
On June the 9th of 2022, a group of officers confronted a woman, later identified as 45-year-old Sean Malarkey, in her garage with the intention of serving her an arrest warrant related to domestic violence against her ex-husband after hitting him with her car. However, what they expected to be a straightforward arrest would turn into a highly chaotic situation when Sean refused to cooperate.
Ma'am, step out.
Excuse me.
Step out.
No, excuse me.
Step out.
Get your hands off of me.
Step out of the car right
No,
now.
ex-
Yes.
No.
Step out of the car.
Get your hands off
Get
of me.
out of the car.
No.
You're under arrest.
No, I am not.
Yes, you are.
No, I am not.
Yes, you are.
Get your hands
Open this
off.
garage door.
When the police arrived at the residence to execute the arrest, they discovered Sean in her car, preparing to leave. They promptly intervened to stop her, but it became evident that they were in for a challenging situation when they instructed her to exit the vehicle and she refused.
You're obstructing right now. Do you
No,
understand
you're
that?
obstructing.
I'm not going to tell you again.
No, I'm not going to tell you again.
Get out of the car right.
When the officers realized she wouldn't exit her car peacefully, they had no choice but to use force to remove her. This evidently made Sean upset, and she continued to resist, even in the face of numerous warnings from officers.
I yanked you because I told you you're under arrest and you refused to exit your vehicle. Yes.
Step up and be cooperative?
No, my attorney is.
Are you gonna stand up and be cooperative?
After a few moments of struggle, they managed to get her out of the car and onto the ground. But even then, she did not stop attacking and threatening the officers as they took her to the police car.
You hit us, you do anything stupid towards us, and we're adding charges on. If you hit us or anything, let's go.
You've already hit me.
When they reached the vehicle, she refused to get in without her attorney. But despite her insults and threats, the officers placed her inside.
I'm calling my attorney.
It's not gonna happen.
No, I'm calling my attorney.
When the time comes, you can call your
Right now.
A few moments later, the officer opened the cruiser to check on her, but she surprised him by trying to escape. And as the officer attempted to return her to the vehicle, her hands were literally tied, and she resorted to a rather primitive strategy, attempting to bite him.
Did I ever say you fucker do not touch me? Get his fucking hands off me. Get your fucking hands off me.
Cool out. Hey, if you keep resisting,
Get your
I'm going to charge you with that. If
You know what? I'm gonna charge you with putting your fucking dirty ass hands on me.
Stop moving, let him take off your watch.
F you.
Frustrated with the behavior, the officer had managed to get her back inside and drove her directly to the police station.
It's inappropriate.
Sean, get in
You know
the car.
do you know what he's done?
Stop kicking us.
I'm gonna kick you right in the fucking.
There she would face charges for aggravated DUI, her third violation, and this time with a mandatory jail term, in addition to aggravated assault and resisting arrest. She also faced further charges for endangering the life of a child, violating a bail bond, and other counts of resisting. Unlike Sean, who was initially arrested by the police, due to her involvement in domestic violence, this next suspect ended up with a substantial sentence after attempting to bite a police officer in a case that had nothing to do with her.
Put your hand behind your back. Put your hand behind your back.
Are you kidding me? You're the I swear to God.
Stop resisting!
I hate you, bitches!
Stop resisting!
I hate you!
On April the 13th of 2021, in Racine, Wisconsin, a group of officers pulled over a car upon realizing that the driver was an individual with an active warrant. Officers would anticipate a simple arrest, but nobody could have expected what would happen next. The driver and suspect, McCoy Jones, had obtained the car illegally from his ex-wife, violating a restraining order that led to the issuance of a warrant for his arrest. When the officers spotted the vehicle on the road and then pulled it over, they approached McCoy and removed him from the vehicle, putting him in handcuffs after clearly stating that they had a warrant.
Mr. Jones, please step out the car. You're under arrest. Step out the car.
No, he's not. Stop playing.
Step out the car.
Why?
Stay in the car.
Okay,
Relax, stay in the car.
However, his new girlfriend, identified as Ashley Hawley, was quite unhappy with the police actions, to say the least. While McCoy was being escorted to the police vehicle, Ashley would aggressively exit the car, despite having been instructed not to, and then charged at an officer.
Stay in the car!
Do something!
Stay in the car! Stay in the car!
Really?
Stay in the car!
Fortunately, she was quickly tackled to the ground by another officer, but as they attempted to restrain her and place her in handcuffs, she would unexpectedly bite one of the officer's hands.
Put your hands behind your back.
She's biting! She's biting!
Put your hands behind your back.
No! Stop resisting!
Stop resisting.
Stop resisting!
She then peed herself and began to shake violently, requiring the intervention of 3 officers to subdue her.
Baby,
Just
I
sit down.
need you home.
Stay seated.
Baby, please, I need you home.
Don't do that. Go home.
Baby, please. Baby, I told you. I wanted you home with me. I need you.
Upon realizing she had been overpowered, she then attempted to fake illness and plead her way out of the situation, but by that point, it was already too late. When she realized that pleading would not be enough to get her off the hook, she then turned to insulting and threatening the officers as they prepared to conduct a search.
Kicking me and kneeing me off some sucking motherfucking bitches. I swear to God.
Hey, separate your feet. This officer's gonna search you.
Yeah, I pissed on myself. Bitch, rub that. Rub it.
However, unbeknownst to her, the results of the search would only serve to further complicate the situation, as police would uncover a needle in her jacket and a crack pipe with a bag of drugs under the seat in the car.
Hey guys, watch out, needle cap.
No.
She has track marks too.
Armed with this evidence, the officers then escorted her to their cruiser, but she resisted entering, leaving them with no option but to use force to get her inside.
You guys already need me really fucking hard. Ah! You motherfuckers! I hate you pieces of shit!
After some time, the police officers made the decision to arrest her, but not before ensuring that her injuries, along with the officer's bite wound, would be properly treated. Once all injuries had been cared for, the officers then proceeded with the arrest. However, upon realizing that she was headed to jail, she then began to portray herself as the victim.
And they need me so hard, they made me piss on myself.
Actually, what's your first name, ma'am?
Ashley.
Ashley? I'm gonna take some photographs of you, okay?
Why?
Documentation.
The officers were having none of it, though, and both Ashley and McCoy were taken to the station to face their respective charges. While McCoy had only faced charges of misdemeanor bail jumping, violating a restraining order, Ashley came out far worse, because she would be charged with felony counts of battery and threatening an officer, resisting an officer causing injury, and misdemeanor counts of disorderly conduct and possession of drug paraphernalia. With that, she was sentenced to 2.5 years of probation and a possible 2-year prison sentence if the probation was violated. While Ashley had received a lengthy sentence for her crimes, the next suspect was quite fortunate to have escaped with minimal charges, despite injuring a young girl and biting a civilian woman and police officers.
Stay right there. I'm trying to talk to her. I need you to stay right there. Go lean on the wall. No, go lean up there.
I'm not stupid, I'm 48.
Hey, go stay right there. Quit moving around.
On May the 17th of 2023, officers would be dispatched in response to a bar fight. Upon arrival, they were met with a lady who had caused the commotion just outside the bar, breathing heavily and trying to prove a point.
I didn't do nothing.
Okay, relax.
Sir,
Calm down.
lady chased me right there. It was somewhere
Hey,
else.
stay right there.
Earlier that evening, the woman, who would later be identified as 36-year-old Carlsbad Hernandez, entered the bar like any other patron. However, unknown to the bar's owners, she was only there to disrupt the peaceful atmosphere.
They told me that this way don't go up.
Quit getting closer to me. Stay right there.
No,
Quit getting closer to
they
me.
seen it. You can't shoot me, please.
I'm not going to shoot you. Is my gun out?
It don't matter. You'll hit me.
No, I'm
You'll
not.
hit me with the saw.
Stop. Stay right there.
Shortly after entering the bar, she began causing a disturbance, throwing objects around, and when others attempted to intervene, she resorted to assaulting and striking anyone who came in her path, leading to the injuries of a young girl and a woman. It was at that point that the decision would be made to call the police.
We don't know where she came from. She just walked in the bar, and that's how she was. It's exactly how she is right now.
Okay, don't hurt me. No!
Hey, go.
She
Let's
hurt
go.
me because of your boyfriend.
Hey, back up.
I didn't date her boyfriend.
Back up.
I didn't date him, sir.
When the police arrived at the scene, a cop pulled her aside in order to question her, but was not able to get enough information other than her name, as she appeared to be in an altered state and was not acting like herself. That's when officers would make the decision to arrest her and subsequently place her in handcuffs.
I never told! I never told! Sir!
Calm down.
Mister, I cut your hair. I never told you. You took that video on your phone, remember they said.
They then began to escort her to the awaiting police cruiser before returning to gather witness statements to see if they would like to press charges. However, as they attempted to put her inside the car, she suddenly became extremely violent, aggressively resisting arrest and assaulting the officers by kicking and biting them.
Yesenia, you're making this worse. Sit down.
They went to 2 motels.
Sit down. I will talk to you if you sit down.
Tomorrow, I promise.
Sit down.
Sit down. You don't get to negotiate
I
this.
asked because I'm ambulance.
After some effort, the officers managed to subdue and place her inside of the police car, and they then transported her to jail, where she would be facing charges of battery upon a police officer, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest.
I did a search. I had to change my face. I had to change my ID 3 times. Dude, let me take it. I'll give it to you. And that's my protection. Ah!
And unlike Hernandez, who was not in her right mind, this next suspect believes that she had the right to do anything, which included biting an officer because she knows someone in the CIA.
Sorry you're having a rough night. I just got to pat you down.
I'm not having a rough night. You f my animals, I'll be for you. I know CIA. Is it recorded? CIA! Government. My family is government. You will be murdered.
On July the 17th of 2023, officers would be dispatched in response to a distress call regarding a vehicle crash that would involve a gray Mercedes-Benz and a black Toyota RAV4, both drivers having caused a commotion on the street. When the police would arrive at the scene, they would notice that the RAV4 matched a description of a vehicle that was reported to have been involved in another recent crash. And upon closer examination, they discovered the driver of the RAV4 was operating under the influence and decided to detain her while allowing the other driver to leave.
You wear all this badges, and you know what's going to happen? Not me, because I'm an innocent poor white woman. But y'all are going to get shot.
Listen, you don't have
That's
anything
what's going to happen.
any hiding anywhere, right? Because when you go to jail, it's going to be a felony.
Okay, cool. Good luck finding something, and I hope it kills you.
Okay.
This decision would not set well with the driver, later identified as 35-year-old Alexandra Holden, and she was about to make that discontent known.
What's happening to my animals?
Animal control's coming to get them. We'll make sure you have that information, okay?
Get the f off me. What, are you going to break my legs or my fingers now? Because you'll be in trouble for that.
The officers chose to search her vehicle and discovered bottles of alcohol inside. This would lead them to the decision to arrest her. However, she was not willing to comply easily and instead began making threats and hurling insults at the officers while claiming that she couldn't go to jail because of her pet.
Will you voluntarily get out and get on this stretcher so we can get you checked out by the medics,
And if I involuntarily do, and who's paying for this? Because I'm not getting the bill.
And if you involuntarily agree to do that, we're going to have to put you in the wrap.
While a female officer was attempting to place her inside the car and explain the jail and bond process, she then appeared uncomfortable with a male officer, blocking her path to escape. Out of nowhere, she then resorted to biting that male officer so forcefully that it took 3 other officers to get her off of him.
Yep. Go yourself and your little pig. Out of here. I only want to deal with you.
Okay.
Get out of here. Get the
Hey, let me go. Close the door. Close the door. Close the door.
Following the incident, she would then be placed into the vehicle and prepared to be taken to the station after having obtained medical clearance. Even when medical would arrive, Holden once again proved to be stubborn, refusing to cooperate and even insulting the medical staff.
I don't need to be strapped. Take me out of these goddamn handcuffs. Take my nice watch off. I already asked this to do that. Take it off. Take my watch off because it's being beaten up with these stupid unnecessary handcuffs.
After a few moments, medical clearance was granted, and she was taken to jail where she faced charges of DUI, resisting arrest with violence, and battery on an officer. She was later released on $17,000 bond. If you enjoy true crime content like this, make sure you're subscribed to see more.